Let me give you a recap of what Pittsburgh did this year. They lost their first three to Notre Dame, at Ohio, and at Nebraska by 1. Then they came back, beat Youngstown State, kind of settled in here a little bit, won 3 in a row, but then lost at Louisville. We saw them a couple of weeks ago. Beat Connecticut 24-0 last time out. They have not won a game on the road this year and must do so tonight to be eligible for a bowl. 1st and 15. Jennings delivers the blow. 235 pounds, freshman, bigger back, and really gives them a different look from LaRod Stevens-Howland.
Like, considering everything they've been through, I really admire Matt Cavanaugh as an offensive coordinator and Dave Wanstead. They've stuck to their guns. This is Pittsburgh. This is the future right here of Pittsburgh offense. I mean, that's tough, physical running by Jennings and by that offensive line. And it's taken them some time to adapt to that style from Walt Harris's more finesse offense to being that powerful, driven offense based on the running game.
Play action, 2nd and 6. Palco settles, makes a man miss, goes for the home run shot, and Lee caught it. Touchdown! Great job by Lee to stop, be physical, draw the flag, and it looks like we're an extra point from a tie game. The referee who threw the flag signaled touchdown. That's usually always a tip-off that the play will stand.
Pass interference on the defense. Number 26. Penalty. Touchdown stands.
So Lee, after catching a 63-yarder in the first quarter, has one for 31 yards here. Being reviewed. So they will review the play. Thanksgiving night, I know some of you who are used to the NFL and watch the NFL. It's not a challenge system here in college football. It's stopped by the booth upstairs, and they will look at these replays with you.
We just talked about how important it is for Tyler Palco to come back, get his team some points, and this guy is giving everything that he has tonight, able to avoid the rush, and an outstanding job by Greg Lee, and not giving up on the route, even though his quarterback, it's a little bit of a bobble there. We'll have to take another look at that. But good job of not giving up on the route.
Does he have
secure the ball?
That second foot that comes down on the line and out of bounds. Must be indisputable video evidence to change it.
Hey, it'll be a great shot.
You know what?
Evidence that the receiver's foot was down with the catch. Touchdown stands.
Whoa.
But Greg Lee, you look at Greg Lee and the way he kept going on his route, he did not give up. And he had the trust and the confidence that Palco eventually was going to give him a chance. And look at Dave Wanstead firing up his team. It's a rivalry game, fellas. We're at 14-14. We've got a chance to win this thing. Greg Lee looks like a different receiver tonight. Oh, what would I say, 14-14?
Still can get 2 as they put it up deep to the corner of the end zone. And it's incomplete, and it will be 14-13. Greg Lee catches his second touchdown. Palco, 8 of 9, 137. Very questionable on that call, but they reviewed and said he had control with 1 foot down for the score. Missed extra point, though. It's 14-13, West Virginia. Last 4 possessions, 4 touchdowns, all drives over 70 yards. Part of the storyline here at Milan Puskar Stadium. In Morgantown, the Mountaineers with a win will clinch a share of the Big East title, but not the BCS berth yet. They'd have to go to South Florida and win. Meantime, Pittsburgh, still alive mathematically for the BCS berth, needs to win this to be bowl eligible. After the botched extra point, botched handle of the return by Antonio Lewis, but he takes it out to the 27-yard line. All questions of handling the ball will be an issue tonight. If you're just joining us, a freezing cold night with wind chills near 0. North Carolina, Virginia Tech in Blacksburg. With Miami's loss, Virginia Tech now in position to represent their half of the ACC in the inaugural championship game coming up next Saturday in 9 days in Jacksonville. Virginia Tech has to beat North Carolina. The Tar Heels must win to be bowl eligible. That game Saturday night on ESPN. Pat Lee and West Virginia's offense comes back on the field, and on the first play is the give by Pat White out across the 30 and to the 31-yard line. Josh Lay, the corner, making the tackle. He's out of Aliquippa, Pennsylvania. One of his cousins is Ty Law. One of his other cousins is the other starting cornerback, Darrell Rivas. He's a senior. Darrell's a sophomore. And White out of Daphne, Alabama, gives to Steve Slayton, who is stopped and now a third and manageable for the defense of the Panthers.
Like last two plays, safety, Sam Bryant, number 46, has been in there and getting off of blocks. His first play, he got off of a block, came up and helped assist on the tackle. That time, he came in there. Just the first two plays here, Pitt's defensive line doing a much better job there. Now we'll see if they can put pressure on Pat White on third down.
With 5 in the pattern, White throws and it's intercepted. Josh Lay running, he took it, makes a couple of men miss. A flag on Pittsburgh on the return, but they will have the ball at the 32-yard line. The sideline's very unhappy on the flag, but nonetheless, White throws his 4th interception, and Lay comes up with his 3rd on the season. I told you about the...
During the return, legal block in the back on Pittsburgh, number 39. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the infraction. First down.
Deron Thomas, the linebacker's called, but it's Panther ball.
This is one of the ways to stop West Virginia. You get Pat White into 3rd and long, an obvious passing situation. Comes late to the receiver. When you come late to a receiver against an experienced cornerback like Josh Lay, you're going to pay for it. That's Lay's 3rd interception of the year.
You have to remember, Pat White has only thrown 80 passes all year coming into this game. And you know Dave Wanstead and defensive coordinator Paul Rhodes are going to dial up a few looks of confusion in those throwing situations.
Especially 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9.
So there's an opportunity for the Panthers to gain the lead. Taking over at the WVU 45. And Palco doesn't go down yet. Still alive and throws it incomplete. The ball hit. A flag is thrown. There's a receiver on that side, and the ball hit the marker where the line of scrimmage was. The ball must cross the line of scrimmage, but that's on an infinite line all the way up to the top of the stadium. This may be picked up.
Intentional grounding on the offense. Number 3. Ball be placed at the spot of the infraction. Loss of down. 2nd down.
Very, very close as to if it would have gotten to the line of scrimmage.
I don't think the ball made it quite back to the line of scrimmage, but how about the effort by Tyler Palco? Looking downfield, good coverage. Finally, he gets chased down by Dykes, and boy, he's lucky to get rid of the ball, but the ball came about a half a yard short of getting to the line of scrimmage. Tremendous effort.
It ended up not hitting the down marker, but it hit the foot of the line judge, which was just shy of the down marker. Thus, by that half yard Kirk talked about, it was grounded. So 2nd and 19. Here goes Larod Stevens howling. Open field tackle by Kevin McClee, who is, speaking of cousins here on this gathering night of families, he is a distant cousin of Ernie Davis. Ernie Davis, of course, the first African-American to win the Heisman Trophy. Syracuse, died tragically before going to the Cleveland Browns. You know, Ernie Davis was the Elmira Express. Well, before that, he grew up in New Salem, Pennsylvania, just a few miles from Uniontown, Pennsylvania, where McClee grew up, and Boo has read all about, knows all about the history of the former Heisman Trophy winner. They need to get all the way to the 35. Flag is down as Palco throws to Derek Kinder. Well shy, but he made a man miss and got to the 39. Still 4 yards shy of the first down.
That's the Thursday night lineup offsides rule. It comes into play from time to time. That I don't see, and I watch 100 games on Saturday. I never see anybody else do it. But we somehow have neutralized that on Thursday night. We patent that.
Every week?
Almost every week.
Pretty much.
I don't know if it's the lights. I'm not quite sure what we have there, but
I think it's you.
For whatever reason, we...
You got an interesting decision here now, because you're going to have either 4th and 4 or 3rd and about 15.
I like 4th and 4.
Dave Wanstead, Matt Cavanaugh, and Kirk. That's been part of the 0-3 start and the transition here. Those guys transitioning from pro ball to college ball.
Offsides on the defense. Number 66. Penalty be declined. 4th down.
So we'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah. Right here, we've got a problem lining up offsides, and this time it did not affect the outcome of the play. Pitt, I think, is just thinking about field position here and trying to get Pat White pushed back inside that 10-yard line.
So 4th and 4, and bring out Adam Gressel to kick it away. 17 times, Gressel has pinned the opponent inside the 20-yard line. Oh, he did a great job to go get the snap, which was off to his left. I know you're going to say, the ball went in the end zone. What did he do? He had to go a step and a half to his left to come get the snap. That oftentimes, and the drop by the punter is more affected by the wind than anything else. West Virginia takes over at its own 20 here at the 98th Backyard Brawl. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving wherever you are around the country, in Florida, Ohio, Michigan, New York, wherever your family and friends have gathered tonight. Glad you've welcomed us in for a little bit of dessert here. Hey, have we talked about the pies yet?
No.
Oh my gosh, we got to get to that. Here's Pat White, who tried to take off and ran right into the back of one of his offensive linemen. A nice push up front by Phil Tillman, and it's a gain of a yard or so. This is what, the 7th Thanksgiving we've been together?
Yeah.
So we figured, since we're the dessert, we're the last game on Thanksgiving night, we should give out dessert. We should give out a pie to the MVP of the game. And over the years, given an apple, pumpkin, pecan pie. So at the end of the game tonight, we will award a pie, apple, pumpkin, and Aaron a pecan pie to the people we choose as the MVP for the game. Story on that coming up. 2nd and 10. Here is Steve Slayton running left. Big opening of the 1st down. Gain of 22 yards out to the 42. You can see the players being very careful not to pick up late hit flags out of bounds. One of the managers from West Virginia yelled at me on the field, said, "Hey, one of our guys is going to get the pie tonight."
They want it. They eat it right there.
They're ready.
Right. But I was just about to compliment Pitt in the defensive line and the way they've made some adjustments up front. There it is. One of the pies going down tonight. And the next thing you know, Slayton gets into the second level. There he goes again. But it's a great job by West Virginia moving some things around, because Pitt's made some adjustments. Pitt is now trying to attack a little bit more and trying to take control of the line of scrimmage, because they know if they can get Pat White into an obvious passing situation, it's going to give them a chance to be successful. Paul Rhodes, defensive coordinator, has been at Pitt for a number of years. They've got to win that battle up front to give themselves a chance against that athleticism of Pat White and Steve Slayton.
Paul is 38. He's been at Pittsburgh since 2000. Was considered when they replaced Walt Harris and went with Dave Wanstead. That's run by Slayton across midfield, like 3rd and a couple coming up. Did you see that pie? I mean, what are we doing? This is a store-bought pie. I mean, come on.
We get homemade pies.
We'll get the Chiefs back home to bake pies, and we'll buy them somewhere at least.
Yeah.
What is this store-bought pie?
It looks cold. I don't like cold pie. We got to get the microwave out before we hand it over to somebody.
What has happened? Down in Mississippi when we did the Egg Bowl, they were nice, like baked right in a good old southern restaurant there. 3rd and a long couple. 3rd and 3. Brought down is White. Great play by Joe Claremont from Tampa, Florida, who had bad tendinitis in this fall. Wasn't really productive early on the scout team, but has gotten more of an opportunity as the season has gone on. And then it's twice Paul Rhodes' defense has gotten the Mountaineer offense off the field before crossing midfield.
Mike, I'm not so sure there wasn't some confusion there in the backfield with Slayton and White. Looked like Slayton went one way and White went the other, and they didn't have any mesh point at all. So I think there's a little bit of confusion. You got to remember, Slayton, the true freshman, and Pat White, a redshirt freshman. Even though they're playing great, from time to time, they're still going to make some mistakes.
This rugby punting style. Brady rolls out. What a catch by Regas. Nice ball skills just to grab it at the 10. He's brought down at the 15-yard line. That is a mean-looking, hard-to-catch 45-yard punt. This is our man Marty Aronoff doing stats on Thanksgiving night. The return was 4.